Hello and welcome. My name's Ryan. I'm also known as RM2K Dev. Now, in this video, I'm just going to show you guys the GUI component system that I've been working on. Basically, it's a game maker user interface pack that I'm probably going to release. The reason I'm making this is I was just working on a small game myself, and it's called War on Maggie. And basically, I needed some buttons and some interface elements and things like that, and there really wasn't a very decent uh, what do you call them, component out there that I could just drop into my project and use. So I started working on this. It's the UI system. I posted a video last night, and yeah, I've just been changing the way that it works. So now buttons, you'll notice these are red ones are buttons. So red basically means button. They can be any size that you like, and the way that it works is basically we have a sort of template in Photoshop. It's 24 by 24 pixels, and the template basically just defines 8 by 8 squares, which are the top left corner, the top right corner, side, middle, side, bottom left, bottom, and then the bottom right corner. That basically defines the outside shape of the window, and then we also have the inside shape of the window. So they get exported as two separate files and brought into GameMaker as system button. So you've got button here, which is basically just a list of parts, and then you have the same thing for button inner. Excuse me. So basically using that, what happens is the button base object, I won't show off too much of the code here, but basically the button base object in the create event sets up a surface and renders its own button to that surface. So you get a surface for the front and a surface for the back. What this means is that instead of calculating those offsets and things like that every single frame, which is very performance intensive, you end up with basically just a texture that needs to be rendered to the screen. So the draw event for these buttons is quite simply 3 draw commands. Basically, it's as intensive as drawing a sprite on the screen almost. The only reason there's 3 is because we're drawing the back, the front, and the text, because the text is dynamic and probably will change. So basically, yeah, that's what that does. So I'll just give you guys a quick demo. So yeah, this is these are all aligned to a 16 by 16 grid, which I've just created in Photoshop. And you see basically we have the hover over animation, so all the buttons have that. The disabled button, if I click on that, I'm clicking on that and nothing's happening. The enabled button, if I click on that, you'll see it says I am button 2. Then we've got this button over here. I've just colored this button randomly just to show you guys that the themes can be adjusted on the create event, and that's really simple to do. That's just a I think it's the disable all button. The create event basically, yeah, it just defines the HSV, so hue, saturation, and lightness for the back and for the front, and then you just make a call to user 0, which recalculates all of those shades, like the dark shade, the hover shade, the selected shade, and things like that. So yeah, that's how that works. So basically, the disabled buttons, when you click on them, nothing happens, and an enabled button will fire its event. If you click this invert button, you'll see that all of the fields now change to disabled, and the enabled button I'm clicking on no longer works, but the disabled button will say I am button 1 and now works. The other thing, just to show you guys some of the theming and skinning possibilities, I've just created these here. These are called rainbow buttons, and every time you click them they create a new theme for themselves. So I've just made that those colors are horrible. You probably want to spend some time and pick out a couple of nice harmonic colors, but for the moment I've just selected random colors between 0 and 255. And these also work with the disabled, so when a button gets disabled, it grays itself out basically, and you can no longer click on them. So these ones you might still be able to click on because I haven't put the code in there, but you get the idea. This is just to show you guys the theme. Buttons can be as small or as large as you want. Basically, if the text doesn't fit, resize it or change the text and it will adjust itself. Like I said, in the create event of every single button, it rebuilds the surface that it uses to draw. So it's not rebuilding it every frame, it's only rebuilding it when the button's created, which basically means that performance-wise, there's a very minimal impact. I'm just going to get rid of the debugger so we can see roughly what it would run at. And I'm getting anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 frames per second here on this current version of the UI component pack. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video.